and I don't understand why, to be quite honest with you. Like, I don't even get it, but we are back. We are back. So what I was talking about originally, when I originally came online, was the 7 habits that actually shifted my identity into a money magnet, into really like creating financial stability and ultimately financial freedom for myself. And quite literally, none of it was attached to money itself. It was all mental, not physical. And then the physical came flooding in, baby. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into it now. I already went through steps 1 through 3, or points 1 through 3, I guess 7, but I'm gonna go ahead and recap since I was rudely interrupted by a few different phone calls, but hopefully nobody else calls me. So yeah, the first one was basically normalizing money, because if you think of money and it brings you stress, guilt, shame, fear, or chaos, then your nervous system actually will subtly push it away in order for your nervous system to feel safe, because you're used to chaotic environments. You're used to scarcity, you're used to lack. And what you need to do is actually treat money as normal, neutral, safe, available, okay? You have to mentally be able to think of these things, because this allows your brain and allows your nervous system to actually associate wealth with safety, not danger. And this was something that I had to learn coming from a scarcity and lack mindset. A little bit about me is I grew up, pretty lower middle class, bordering that line of poverty. But I saw the rise and fall. My grandfather owned a lot of real estate. I saw before the real estate, the actual pinnacle peak of the real estate, and I saw it all crumble. And shortly after it crumbled, he ended up going to jail, as well as ended up passing away. Bless his spirit. And so within seeing that, that created a psychological thing for me as far as associating wealth with downfall, greed, evilness. It wasn't feeling like a safety net, and it felt like not only did I have to work hard to get it, but it was hard for me to receive it. And that was something that I had to psychologically untie for myself, and just really allow myself to reprogram my brain. So, number 1, normalize money. Number two, let's go into number 2. I have my notes right here so that way I don't get boggled down, right? Give freely. So give from joy instead of scarcity. This was another thing that I had to really conquer, because obviously I want to get paid, my love. I want to get paid, period. And so when you're giving from a lack mindset, you're not realizing, how you can serve others, how you can actually be of value, and how you can actually be able to solve a problem for others. So now when I pay bills, I don't stress, and I feel actually appreciative that I'm able and I have the ability to pay bills. And this allows you to train your brain to see flow instead of loss. Like, you're not holding on to every single dollar. You're actually allowing it to move freely, because when you're holding on to it, you're creating resistance and you're not allowing the flow to actually come in and flow out. And so, you have to train your brain to say, okay, I'm gonna release this, and as I release this, I have room to receive more, and I can make room for more to come in. And you have to look at abundance instead of depletion. Look at money as a tool, like I said, as a way to create more opportunity, as a way to be able to create more things. And as an artist, as a person who quite literally turns her thoughts into things, literally, as a person who takes my imagination and I formulate it and make it come to the physical, I would definitely say you have to focus on the wins, on what you can actually utilize and what you can actually be resourceful and use, versus looking at what you don't have, right? Because energetically, what you bless and what you extend and what you pour into, it actually expands and it comes back to you. And that's the energy that we want to be in. Number 3, turn envy into inspiration. So I used to be a reformed people pleaser, okay? And being a reformed people pleaser, I used to want to be liked by everybody, but quite honestly, that is not the life to live, and that is not a quality of life to live. And so you have to really, first you have to be able to understand and identify envy. Envy says there isn't enough. So if somebody is envious of you, it's like a why her instead of me, or she can do this but I can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. And really, it's not necessarily a direct attack, and that's something that I had to understand. It's never a direct attack on you. It is that person having an inability to see the power that they possess and hold within themselves. And that's really quite literally a personal problem. It has nothing to do with you. But if you take that on and you take on that energy and you start asking yourself, well, why don't you like me? Why, do you feel this way? Blah, blah, blah. Then you begin to take on that energy, and you want to be in the energy instead of envy. You want to be in the envy. You want to be in the energy of inspiration. And inspiration says, if it's possible for them, it's possible for me. That is why I am truly inspired by my girl Beyonce here on Beyonce's Internet. The Bayhive don't come for me because I'm not part of the Bayhive, okay? I don't necessarily listen to all the music. I'm not going to say I don't know Beyonce songs, because I do. But my homegirl inspires me by the work ethic, okay? My Vega sister, I see you, I love you, and yes, we quite literally have the same 24 hours, okay? Your step 10 may be my step 1, but hey, I'm inspired. So this teaches your subconscious to learn from repetition. So when you celebrate other success, you actually normalize wealth as safety and familiarity to your nervous system. And you can be able to accept and expand and open that capacity. And literally, when you open yourself and you heighten your capacity to be able to accept more, it's literally a feeling. Like, you feel, for me, I feel like I'm like, boom, 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 I could reach here, I could reach there, It's, I don't know, it's just a feeling. It could also be the coffee, I don't know. All right, number 4. This is where we left off. The morning abundance commands, okay? So basically, I have taken my mornings very, very seriously. Let me show you, right? You see this beautiful masterpiece behind me? Yeah. When I say I take my mornings very seriously, I do. I have literally formulated my entire year of 2026, and I've broken it down into 12 weeks. But don't worry, I'll keep all the links in the description below of how I even did that and all of the things I've implemented throughout this entire life, But I say that to say, in the morning time, your brain is in theta mode, right? And this is the most programmable state. And I did not know this to be true until I actually started utilizing it and doing it. And I am a very type A girl. I am a planet less perfected, coming out of that perfection, and now I'm just starting to flow, But I found this to be very true. I remember it was one meditation in particular. I did like a guided meditation, and I don't know, it's just something that stuck with me. It's something that just literally took over. That sounds crazy, but it's something that literally like took over, and I was able to just make it all fall into place. I was able to understand it, right? And this is because during this time, your brain basically says, show me evidence of wealth is already flowing to me. That's what I was telling myself. And literally in that morning time, I would do my routine, I would do my meditation, I would just have that stillness and that silence and quiet time to myself. And then I would be able to go about my day with ease. I'm not going to say with no challenges. Challenges always did come, but I was able to respond better. I was able to respond adequately, and I was able to align myself with actions that were actually depositing into my future self, like I am doing now. Like, literally creating content was such a struggle for me, was such a hard task for me, and it was because I wasn't able to release the fact that, okay, this is something that I could do, right? This is something that can come of ease to me. And now I look at it as super easy. It's just a part of my day. It's just a part of something that I'm able to utilize throughout, my days. And I actually look forward to coming to make content. I actually look forward to sharing my experience, and I look forward to making sure that I'm giving people, value of my shared experience. And I think the thing that makes everyone's so unique and so different is not a lot of people are going to do the hard work as far as, pour into themselves, sit with themselves, being those uncomfortable spaces with themselves just to truly understand who they are. And that's when you tap into what's for you. And that's when you tap into what you can actually do for others and how you can be of value and how you could be of service. Because truly, when I went down the rabbit hole of financial literacy and wealth, it was more so, was I feeling wealthy within, and how could I exude that outwardly? So the morning time definitely played a big role into making sure that I was grounded and I was centered before my day, caught up with me. Because as a mom, as a business owner, as a wife, all of the things, I can't wear any of those hats if I'm not stable within myself first. And so when you have quiet time with yourself first, and you're able to hear yourself first, you're able to connect with the spirit that's within you first, then you're able to go about your day, and you're able to, live authentically. You're able to show up for yourself, and it doesn't become a task. It's literally a part of your, life. So yeah, your reticular activating system will start scanning for different opportunities, different ideas, different synchronicities, and different solutions. And you'll literally start seeing what is for you. It's kind of like if you want to see a red car, or you want to see a red car, and then you see like 10 red cars on your way home. It's just like that, right? You're gonna see the evidence of what you actually want to see, of what you have in your mental. And if your mental is clogged and chaotic, then you're not going to be able to actually see those opportunities or see those resources that are already available to you. And you're going to constantly be clouded with everything that is bogging you down if you're not being able to sit with yourself. Because anything that confirms abundance is truly possible, and it's just about your perception that you have on whatever you're experiencing or whatever you're seeing. I remember my lowest point in my experience was we were homeless with our two children, and it was just such a low point for me. But that is kind of what broke me and took me to a space where I was like, I cannot focus on my external. I have to literally go within. And that was the point that I was able to have more self-confidence in myself, be able to hear myself, be able to act solely off of my internal instincts, and then be able to show up authentically, be able to show up as myself. And at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit difficult. It was a little bit hard. I was trying too much to be perfect or to fit in this mold. And that's not necessarily what you even need. You need to be authentic and show up. And how to be authentic and show up is to really have those uncomfortable moments with yourself, to really have, see yourself as that unpolished person, but also accept those flaws and be okay and comfortable with those flaws, and know that those flaws aren't even flaws at all. They're simply coded to you specifically for your identity in order for you to show up how you need to show up. And that's a really great space to be. And once you're able to accept yourself and know that you're worthy, and know that you're fully capable, and know that you have the capacity to withstand anything, then that's when the true change starts to happen. And that's something that I had to get to in order to get into our next step. And the next step was basically celebrating small wins loudly. I have accomplished so much on paper within my career as an artist, within being a mother, within being a wife, within being just a person in general, and I'm very appreciative of it. But it's because I didn't do the work for so long, I wasn't able to recognize all the things I had accomplished. I just looked at them as, okay, what's next? And I never sat back and I never actually celebrated myself. And this is something that I was brought to my awareness when I went to therapy. And it was a very eye-opening experience. So now I celebrate all things, you know. You have to be constantly be in that energy and that frequency of appreciation and gratitude in order to be able to call in the things that you actually want, and in order to be able to materialize them. Because without gratitude, without appreciation, without confidence and conviction within yourself, you're not going to be able to um align with the things that you actually want, because you don't resonate with them, right? So you save $10, celebrate that. You got a discount, celebrate that. You got something for free, celebrate that. You received unexpected income, celebrate that. Like, celebrate it all and celebrate it fully. Celebrate the fact that you woke up today. Celebrate the fact that, you know, you have eyes, you have vision. Celebrate the fact that you're able to speak, you have a voice. Celebrate the fact that you have a body, you have movement. Celebrate the fact that you have all of these things. Literally, as I'm even talking about it, like, it makes me just so happy, because you have to be able to celebrate these things. You have to be able to embody that spirit of appreciation and that spirit of just acceptance in order to be able to receive, because emotion actually equals neural glue, right? So whatever emotion you're in is what is going to stick in with you. So excitement plus certainty actually strengthens the abundance, and it allows you to wire your brain in a way to where you can receive abundance authentically and fully. Yeah, just enjoy life and just celebrate it. Like, literally, life is meant to be lived. It is not meant for you to exist. And when you are in a space of you're just existing, you have to have the awareness to look at yourself, look at your circumstances, look at what life is showing you, and you have to be able to look within to be able to restructure what you see around you. It's not about working a million hours a week. It's not about working harder. It's not about thank you. It's not about constantly, you know, pushing yourself to the nth degree. It's not about hustling harder or anything. It's not even about strategy half of the time. It's about, are you able to celebrate and be okay with yourself? Are you able to really, you know, dive in and be appreciative of what you already have? Because if you focus on what you already have, I guarantee you'll find ways to experience more with what you already have. And it's very exciting. I like that. I like it. Okay, so small wins signal that, or small win signal would be like, money loves me and it shows up for me, right? Anytime I find a penny on the ground or anything, I'm like, oh, look at that. Like, you just love me. You just found me. The other day, I went to the mailbox and there was like an ad and I was about to throw it away, but something told me to open it up and it was like a whole dollar in it. I think I still have the dollar somewhere, unless my kids took it. Probably did. But it fell out of like the ad and everything. I was like, wow, they're just giving away money now, huh? But it was because I was just in a state of, I don't need it. I don't need like the validation for it. I was already feeling good, and so it resonated with just coming towards me. So, you know, hey. The next thing, I need some water. Hold on, let me grab some water. Okay. My intrusive thoughts, the voice is British and it comes out like I don't even understand. Like, sometimes it just comes on and off. Gotta stay hydrated out here. Oh, gotta stay hydrated. You like that? You know, I do what I can and I can what I do. But period. I'm almost done with this work because I'm so excited to finally be done with it. Oh my goodness, I have just been completing all of my goals and I'm so happy. I'm so happy about it. All right, the next thing is speak as your future self. And this right here, man, I started this whole thing called Being Her. It's on like my TikTok, it's on my YouTube. It's really, whenever I come on social media, this is my being her, right? It's being the version or aligning myself with the version of myself that I aspire to be. But I don't aspire too much anymore because I'm already her, and I can access her at any time. And it's kind of like creating a little alter ego, you know? Like you can come in, you can step in, you can step out. Now, will I say all the time that I am being her? Absolutely not, because it's like having something on all the time and you're not able to actually recharge or power off. Like, I'm not her all the time, but I am her all the time, if that makes sense. So every word you say actually programs your identity. And instead of saying I'm trying to make money, you say I'm someone who attracts wealth with ease, right? So instead of saying, oh, I'm going to try to do this or I'm going to try to do that, I've literally consciously eliminated the word try out of my vocabulary. And it's almost to the point where if anybody around me says try, I'm looking at them and I'm like, I'm not judging you, but like, let's talk about it. Let's unpack it. Okay. Let's talk about what you're actually saying, because trying is just a no-go. It's either you're doing it or you're not. And a lot of people think like, oh, trying, I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna try to go after this. I'm gonna try to go after this idea. I'm gonna try to materialize this or whatever. It's like, no, are you actually doing it? Are you taking the steps? Are you taking the aligned action that aligns with that to even make that come true? So I used to say for a while, like, I'm trying to, after I just finished my book, I was like, oh yeah, I'm trying to finish my book. I'm trying to finish my book. It took me 6 years to actually get all of the information for the book and be confident enough to even start on the book. And then it took me a full year to actually finish the book. And once I zoned in and locked in and I was like, I'm finishing this book, it literally took me a week. It took me a week to write out everything, and I have the first physical copy coming this week. I'm so excited for my Artfolio. And it's not necessarily a traditional book, but I do talk about the different concepts throughout my life's experience about just going into the unknown. And that's what it's called. It's called The Unknown. And it talks about basically not being afraid to go into the unknown. And I talk about it throughout my artist journey. And you see actually through my artwork the different mindsets and stuff that I was in, and I talk about like the different spaces I was actually in. And then I have like a note to creatives and everything outside of it. It's not just for creatives, but it's a compilation over the past 10 years of my artistry and how I've compiled it along with my lived experience. So, you know, it'll be available soon, but that's neither here nor there. You got to walk into being that person that you aspire to be right now, because your brain updates your behavior to stay congruent with your actual identity. So if you're still telling yourself like, I'm trying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, it's like, no. Are you actually walking into it? Are you actually using the language that leads you to what you want? Because words are spells. If you go into etymology and you go into really how you are speaking on a day-to-day basis, a lot of people don't understand that they speak to themselves very negatively. They speak to themselves as if like they are very limited, and the truth is you're not. Oh, I am gonna launch it. I am gonna launch it. I gotta, a little bit of my perfectionism is coming through. I'm not gonna lie, because I want to make sure there's no typos, because it's not a traditional book and it's self-published. But it's about 100 pages, over 100 different artworks. I'm very excited for it. Oh, I'll show you a little preview. Want me to show you a little preview? I will. It makes me so happy. And the fact is, even if I never sold this book, I would still feel so accomplished at the fact that I put it all together. Literally. It makes me so happy. I can't even stop smiling. I'm so proud of myself. Like, I'm so proud that I even like completed it and finished it. And yeah. But here. Okay, so this is the cover. I'm gonna show you a little preview. All right, so here's the cover. Like I said, I'll show you a couple little things. I'll show you a couple little things about it, right? Okay, so this is the cover. Boop. The cover is very basic for what's actually in it, but I think that it embodies truly everything that I wanted to represent. And so the little blurb under it, the title is The Unknown, a journey beyond the scene where intuition leads inner truths unfold and art becomes a vessel of limitless becoming. Pretty deep. Embrace the certainty of the unknown. And that's kind of an oxymoron, because when you go into the unknown, you go in uncertain, but it's like you must know that there is certainty within there, because you never know what you're gonna get, but you should be certain that you're going to receive something. Now, whether you use it to your benefit or not, that's upon you. That's upon your perception. And yeah. And I'll read a little bit. So the first written page, where do I purchase that online? I'm actually going to talk about it on, it's not up for purchase yet. When I put this video out, I'll probably have like a link in the description. Maybe somebody could like pre-order or anything, but I haven't put it up for purchase yet, just because I haven't seen what the physical copy is like, and I want to make sure that people can actually receive it and get it how I envision it to be. So I really don't want to rush the process. But low-key I do. Low-key I want to rush it just a little bit, because it's like, up until this point, my life's work, and I want to be able to put it out there, but I do want it to be of quality, and I want the execution that I envisioned for it to actually be felt for anybody that purchases it as well. But I'm gonna read you the first written page. Like, it's a full-on yes, actually, I don't know if I don't think I'll do limited amounts, but for the first 100 that I get printed, I'm actually going to personally sign and make sure that it's very much so personalized, because it means so much to me that people even want to invest in me, or even, like, you know, take what I've seen and take my vision and make it a part of theirs. Like, that makes me emotional. But I'll read a little bit of blurb of Perspective Shift. This is the first written page. And I didn't realize that this was actually going to be like a full-on book. So my dad was like, well, you should break it into parts and everything. I was like, nah, I think I'm just going to, this is the first of many, and I think that I'm going to just expand on different ideas that are within it and make those their own separate things. But this is definitely, I could have wrote so much more, but then it would be a fucking novel. And I was like, I wouldn't say I kind of limited myself for my first one, but I was like, for this first one, I definitely want to keep whatever the audience that comes from it, I want them to continue to grow with it, because I'm still growing. Like, I don't know everything, but I'm still growing, and as I'm growing, I want them to grow with me. So yeah, I'll leave all of that in the description below. Okay, are you ready? Perspective shift. So people are often afraid to be seen due to judgment. Hold on, let me get some water. Pretend you didn't see that. Okay. All right. People are afraid to be seen due to judgment. And I'm not sure who needs to read this, but I once was in that space, truly. It took years to build up what I thought was confidence. After traveling, starting a family, and now raising my boys, I've come to realize this simple fact: live your life unapologetically. We try to put on a mask due to the identities we've attached ourselves to over the course of our life. You are the spirit in a vessel, not just the flesh. I'm a little nervous, guys. Oh my God. Yes, people are going to cast judgment, but it is never your obligation to agree or give power to what was not aligned with you. I remember countless times where I told my truth and got ridiculed, unfriended, and called everything but a child of God. Literally. I encourage everyone to find themselves and create their own relationship with what God is and how this game of life is to be played and enjoyed. I'm not here to knock anyone's religious beliefs, but I would like to put this into perspective. God is the creator of all things. Why would this all being energy not want us to live and experience life to its fullest capacity? From my experience, understandings, the point of life is to be enjoyed and co-created a life of bliss with God, allowing for endless miracles to transpire. The intention of creation is to enjoy the creation itself. Creation is not limited and confined, but rather explored in its greatest depths that you allow. You should not try to control, demand, limit, or restrict ourselves, but rather embrace all that is in totality. I came to this conclusion through living life and birthing life in its rawest, most natural state. In order to live, you must experience death. Death of your limiting beliefs about yourself, what others think of you, what others have placed on you. Death of an ego based in creating from lack. There is truly no scarcity, although we are taught otherwise, and we are taught by man, but we must listen to God. We are energy experiencing ourselves. So ask yourself, what is the energy that you're residing in? And I guarantee you, if you're experiencing negativity, you are certainly not in alignment with what the best version of yourself is. Negative emotion is simply a trigger to guide you to look deeper within and acknowledge where you have either given your power away to others or have started to believe things to be true about yourself that are simply just projections. To know yourself is to know God, and to love yourself is to love God. That's the first intro. I was like, yep, perfect place. So upon reading that, it really gives the reader on if they want to continue or not. Like I said, it's called The Unknown for a reason, and yeah, that's the perspective shift. So I'm excited for it. You know, yeah. Ah, man, it's a body of work though. It is a body of work. And I'll show like a little bit, like I have different scenes in here from like the beginning of my art journey, and I talk about it. So I'll show you like a couple of pages. So this is like the beginning of my art journey, like my first show and stuff that I did. And I kind of like talk about how I even got into it and different things that like I participated in. So it's really about how I've grown with it. I have different journal entries that I have, different thoughts, different collections that I've had in here, like just a lot. Just a lot. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. So, hold on. This is one of my favorite ones. The Raw and Naked. The meaning is so good. I see. Yes! That's beautiful. Yay! I love that. I love that. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to share with you until it comes out. But this is the Raw and Naked. And I used to draw women a lot.